Good morning, students. Today we are going to start with session number 2. In this lecture, we will discuss about the RDBMS objects, how to create a database, what are the different objects of a database, tables, and the data storage. The Microsoft Access is a part of Microsoft Office suite. It is a relational database management system, RDBMS. Access is stored in the related table, where data in one table is related to the data in other table. An Access database is an automated version of filling and retrieving function of the paper filing system. So let's learn how to launch the Access to create a database object in it. Creating a database object in Access is easy. In order to do so, just follow these steps. First of all, click on Start button. Then click on All Apps or All Program. Then find Access or MX Access folder and open Access software. The Access starting window will appear on the screen. Click the blank database. A screen will appear in the right pane of the window. Enter the database name in the file name box and create button. The main window of Access appear with the blank database and the various components. Components of MX Access. The various component of Access windows are as follow. Title bar. It is present at the top of Access window. It displays the database name with the database 7 and contain the following three buttons: the minimize, maximize and close. Along with this, you can see on the left side we have a quick access bar which is used to perform some tasks randomly. It is present at the left of the corner of title bar. It contains the button for the commonly used command, for example save, undo, redo. Tabs. We have a file tab, home tab, create, external data, database tool, help and some extra tabs related to the objects. These are located below the title bar. It contains the sets of commands. The ribbon, this area comes under the ribbon area. It is present below the tab. It contains the command that you need to complete a task. The commands are organized in a group which are collected together under the tab. So under the home tab we have these commands. When we select create command, then we have these commands are subdivided into the different groups like table, queries, form, report, macro and code. Navigation pane. It displays all the objects contained in the database. The objects are grouped by the type like table, report and forms. Here we have only one object, that is table. The document tab bar, it displays the tabs of open objects. To view an object, click its tab. So this is a document tab. If we have more than one table, so that is appear here. Record navigation bar. It allows you to navigate through the records once at a time. You can also add a record by using record navigation bar. So this is a record navigation bar. This is to move on from first to second record. Here this is option to search for any record. Status bar. It displays the status of view that it is open, like datasheet view or design view, etc. In Access, every database is stored in a single file. That file contains the database objects, which are simply the components of database. The database objects are the main player in Access database. Although you have 6 different types of database objects. For this example, just open any template from your MAccess database. For example, student. So this is a one of a template through which we will discuss about all the objects of our database. First one is table. So here you can see all the tables that are used in this database are here. So when we select any table, that appears here. Every table is consist of rows and columns. Tables, they store the information in the form of rows and columns. Tables are the heart of any database, and you can create as many tables as you need to store the different types of information. For example, here we have a one table student containing the student's name, their basic details of student. Second table is student attendance, date and status. So similarly, you can create another table for your database. Second is queries. So they let you quickly perform an action on the table. Here we have, these are the queries, like student attendance count. In this table we have no information, so here is a blank. So queries, they let you quickly perform an action on the table. Usually this action involves a retrieve a choice bit of information, like the top 10 selling food items. Like here is a query to count the student attendance. So however, you can also use the queries to apply changes. So there are two types of a query: action query and select query. The select query is used to retrieve the information from the database, and action queries are used to update the data, to add the new data, or to delete the data from your database. Third object of database is forms. They are attractive windows that you create, arrange and colorize. The form provides an easy way to view or change the information in table. For example, student detail. So this is a one form through which we can add the information in our database. For example, here we just enter some information like first name, last name, student ID, student level. So here we have a drop down, so you can select it here, like a kindergarten, room number 1, date of birth, so in this way, or either you can use this calendar. So by clicking on save and new, then you can enter all this information if you require. So click on save and new to save this information in our table. So click on save. Now just check that table. Minimize this student table. So you need to close it and open it to see the changes. So as we enter the information through the form, that same information is entered into the table. So the forms are a very good way to enter the information in your database. And later on, when you require, you can use these buttons to view the information from your table. Next is a report. So we just close this. Next object of a database is reports. They help you to print some or all the information in a table. You can choose where the information appear on the printed page, how it is grouped and stored, and how it is formatted. So here we have a table. So now we want this information to be printed in a very particular way or in an organized way. Then you can use reports. For example, you want to create a student information, student all information, then you can click on this report. So here we have student all information, all student information. Similarly, you can click on student address book, student phone list if you have entered, student by room. So click on this information. So here we have student by room, room number 1, student name, student ID, and level of student. So in this way you can create any type of a report how you want to print that information. Like this is in the table form, and now here is the customized by the room. Here the information is customized according to the all students. So reports are used to take the printout of database as per your requirement. Next is macros. There are many program and automate custom tasks. The macros are very similar way to get the custom result without becoming a programmer. So here is macros. Okay. So these are used, for example, this is used to search an information. So to use the macros, you can use the macros to enforce some rules on your Excel. Okay. So these are working at the back end of your database. Next is modules. They are files that contain the Visual Basic code. You can use this code to do just about anything, from updating 10,000 record to firing off an email. So you can use a small type of a coding program to work in your MX Access. So these all are the different objects: tables, queries, form, report, macros, and modules. The main part of your database is table. Now let's learn how to create your table in a database. So whenever we have to start working with the database, first we have to create the tables. So as per your requirement, so which type of the database you are going to create, so depending upon that you have to find what are the different tables in your database and what are the different parts of that table, like what are the different fields of that table. So now let's learn how to create a table. A table is usually used to represent the data in a tabular format. It contains of rows and columns. A row contains the record of an entity, where the column contains the different attributes of different data types like roll number, name, class, city, etc. We can't have a two table of same name in database. In Access, you can work with the table in the following two view. One is datasheet view and second is design view. So just move to your blank database. The datasheet view is the default view of Access. This is a datasheet view. In this view, you can enter the data by clicking on any cell. When you type the data in a cell, a new blank record gets inserted automatically in the table. To move to the new row, press Tab key. or the new record button available in the record navigation bar. So just type some information here like the name of student, Arman, class 10th, address Malud. So here we have an ID of Arman, so class 10th and from Malud. So similarly, by clicking on these fields, you can rename these fields according to your requirement, like name. So rename this field like class, like student class. Rename this field like student address. So in this way you can enter the information like Rohit, class 10th, address Malud. So you are entering the information in a table. This is a design view, and from switch from one record to another record, you can use also the record navigation bar. Or either you can search here, like I want to search Rohit, so it highlighted the Rohit one. Next is design view. The design view is used to create or modify the table. We can add the field name, data types, and the description of a field. To create a table in a design view, we have to follow some steps. First of all, create a database. Click the Create tab and then select the table design. Click on this button. So now this table is open. Table number 2 is open in a design view. So in a design view, here we have 3 columns. First is field name, where we have to define the field name of our column, their data type, how you want to store the data in that particular column, description, if you want to describe about that column, what is the use of that column in a table, so you can write the description here. This is a field property pane. So as you select the data types related to that data types, you can see the field properties. First of all, we are going to start with the first, like ID as a part2 number. Second is student name as a short text. Student class as a number. Student date of birth as a date and time. Student fee as a currency. Student address as a long text. So here, if you have noticed that we defined some columns, like first is ID, second is student name, third is class, student date of birth. So you can write in a short form, fee, address. Then we select some data types. We will within few seconds later we are going to discuss about these data types in a detail. Then here it is description. Like you can write here student ID, student name, student class, student date of birth, student fee, student address, or either you can write here like home address. So as you define the first column name, then their data types and the description, you need to save on this. Click on save button to save your changes. So when you click on save button, a new dialog box will appear which asks you to enter the table name. For example, student detail. Click on OK button to save your table. So in this way we have saved this table, and you can see here under the table in the navigation bar, in the table section we have new table. Now we want to enter the data in this table. To enter the data in this table, you have to switch to the design view, data sheet view. So to switch from one view to another view, you have to click on design tab, or either you can click on home tab. Under the views, click on view and select a view which you want to choose. If you wish to change the structure of a table, then you have to select the design view. If you want to enter the data in your table, then you have to select data sheet view. Here we have data sheet view. So as we describe the columns names, you can check here all the columns are same. First one is ID, student name, student class, date of birth, fees, address. So just enter some few information in this table, like Akash, class 10th, for example 12, 11, 2003. Okay, so as we enter the fee here, like 4,000. So when we switch to the next row, it automatically converted into the currency format that we have defined. So it's changed into the currency form. Next is address, like Melo. Second student name, Ashdeep, class 10, date of birth like 4 April 2003. Fee paid 6,000. So as you enter the information, you can see everything is changed according to the defined format. Just a few more information. So after entering some information, you have to save this information. You can click on save button to save the changes. So now this is a work. Create a table using the datasheet view. To enter the data in your table by using datasheet. Next is data storage. So switch back to the design view. First we have a data type as a short text. The text data types hold the information that is simply character, means a letter, number or punctuation, etc. the name, address and description, all the text data as a numeric data that is not used in calculation, so we can use as a text. So here we have two types of a text. One is short text and one is long text. So if you define any column as a short text, then you are allowed to enter maximum 255 character in that column. So you can check here in a field size 255. Access use a variable length to store the text data. If you designate a field as a 25 character wide, you usually the 5 character for each record, then only enough room to store 5 character is used in your database. Second data type is long text. So it is also called as a memo data type. That variable amount of data from 0 to 65,535 character for each record. So if you one record use 100, the another record only 10, that it require the 3000. You use only as much the space as you require. So you don't specify the field size as a memo data type. Access allocate as much space as necessary for the memo data type. So when you have to store any information more than 255 character, for example a long text like a paragraph or something else, then you can define that data type as a long text. Rest of the properties are same as in short text and long text. The first property of short text or a text is field size. From here you can choose any field size. For example, we have choose a 10 as a field size. So when you save this information, you will get, if you have some data and you are already in a data type, then you will get a message, the warning message, like you will lose your information if there is more than 10 character in any column. So now just change to the datasheet view. So just enter some new information like a name, Tajinder. So here in a Tajinder 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 words are there. When we enter more than 8, so more than 10 words, it does not allow us to enter the next word. So you can define the size for your column, how many characters the person can enter in that column. So here we define the 10, so we are not allowed to enter more than 10 character in this column. Switch back to design view, select the data type and change it to 20. So now if you save and switch back to datasheet view, now you can enter more than 10 but not more than 20. So in this way you can limit the size of your field with the help of field property. The field property, the first property, field size. Similarly, we have a field format. You can define the format for other types, not for the text. Input mask, caption, default value, validation rule. We will discuss according to the other data types. Next we have number data type. The number data type enable you to enter the numeric data, that is the number that will used in mathematical calculation or represent the scalar quantities such as inventory count. For example, student name, student roll number, student class, student marks. The exact type of a numeric stored in a number field is determined by the field size property. The table below the list the various numeric data types as in your book. So in a number data type, we have two types of a number. One is auto number, which is automatically incremented their value by 1. Second is number. It is a field size as a long integer, or you can change it to the byte if you wish to use up to maximum 255 value, integer up to 32,076 7 for long integer, single, double for the floating value or for the decimal value. So as per your requirement, you can select the data type. Format, if you want to specify your format like a journal number format, like in the currency, euro, fixed number, percentage, or according to the scientific in the e-pound. Decimal place, if you wish to add the decimal place like at the 1 place or at the 2 place or at the 3 place. So you can enter the decimal value. Then the default value, if the user forget to enter the value in that column, so this default value is entered into that column. Validation rule, if you want to define some condition on the text or on your value, you can use the validation rule. With the help of logical operators, you can define different validation rules. For example, in a class, the user is not allowed to enter the value greater than 12. Okay, so we define here the value. All the values in this column is less than or equal to 12. If the person by mistake enter that value is more greater than that 12, so you can show the validation text like an error message. Please enter class less than 12. The required property is used if you wish the person have to enter that value, then you can set it yes. If that is required, if that optional or the value in that column is optional, then you can set it as no. Then you can use the text align like in a journal format, left, center or right. So according to your requirement, you can set it. Similarly, the next data type we have date of birth. So just enter some value in this class to check the rules that we have defined. Switch back to datasheet view. So now we have all the information here. Just enter some new row. Sukhman Singh, class, for example, by mistake we enter 14. So when you press enter, you will get the error message, please enter the class less than 12. So here the user is allowed to enter the exact class. Then here you can type the date of birth. Then you have to enter the fees. So here we just enter the value. So this is the way you can use the validation and another properties of your text. Now switch back to design view again. Next we have a date time. In a date time, from here you can choose the format. Now the field size is not here. Okay, because in a date and time the default size is here. So which format you want to use, you can select the particular format. For example, if you want to enter in the long date, so you can select it long date. And another validation rules are same as we have. So just save. Switch back to datasheet view. So now you can see here all the dates are converted according to that format which we have selected, like long date, month, complete. So if you wish, if you enter any value in a short date, so it will automatically converted into the long date. Just for the example, Rohit, class 10, date is like 16/8/2003. So as we enter the date in a short, it automatically converted into the long date, like 6000. So you can save this information in your table. So now here the currency is coming into the rupee sign. If you wish to change into the dollar, then you have to change into the design view, select the currency and change their currency type from here, like in a Indian currency, like in a euro and another format. So save this information. So this is there are another some data types are here, like yes and no, the field which accept only the two possible values internally stored as yes or no. The yes and no field is used to indicate yes or no, on off or true false. The yes no field occupies a single bit of storage. OLE objects. The object linking and amending object field store the OLE data. The highly specialized binary objects such as a Microsoft Word document, Excel spreadsheet, sound, video clips and images. The OLE object is created by the application, that is a window recognize an OLE server and can link to the parent application or amend into the object data table. OLE object can only be displayed in the bound object frame in access form and report. The OLE object can be used as a large to store up to 1 GB or more in a size. OLE object can't be indexed. Then if we want to save some picture in this tables, so then you can use as a OLE object. Hyperlink to store the web address link. Attachment. The data type is introduced in Access 2007. In fact, the attachment data type is one of the more reason the Microsoft changed the format of Access data file. The older MDB format is unable to accommodate attachments. The hyperlink data type field holds the combination of text and numbers stored in the text used as a hyperlink address. So you can store either the web address or a file page by using the hyperlink. Then in our Office 2016, we have a one more column as a calculated, which is used for the value to be calculated. So as you learn about, we can enter some information in a table. So here we define one column as a primary key. The primary key is a unique feature of database management system. This field, which can uniquely identify each record in a table, the value in a primary key is a different for every record. For example, like the roll number, every student have a different roll number. So we can define the roll number as a primary key. And through the roll number, we can identify, we can search any student information in the database. A table have only one primary key. The primary key ensure that there is no data duplication inside the table. It is used to relate the table record to the another table. For example, in a school data in this table, so here we have entered the small information of the student information. So when we create a new table here, like the student marks, so we can give the reference of this table in that table. No need to enter the student name and class again in that table. So to set the primary key, you have to open in design view, right click on a column and select the primary key on which column you want to apply it. So now it's applied primary key, so it's highlighted. If you unselect it, then it remove the primary key from this table. So in this way you can create a table for your database. So it's removed. By selecting this, it's applied to this table. So you can use the primary key to identify or uniquely identify your database data. Okay students, so now you have to do the practice of how to create a table in your database. And if you have any query, you can ask me a question anytime. Thank you. Have a nice day.